Hey guys, Jonathan from Deering Knives. I wanted to have a discussion about edge retention and blade thickness. A lot of people think that a thinner blade will hold an edge not as well as a thicker blade, and I'm kind of disagreeing with that. I think that it has more to do with the bevel angle and your heat treat. So let's say we have a thin blade and a thick blade. Let's say 330 seconds and 530, or 330 seconds and 530 seconds. Both ground at 25 degrees with the same heat treat, same hardness, okay? And I drew a picture of what the bevel would look like on these two blades. So this is the apex, this is the sharp point of the blade. And this line represents the end of the bevel on a 330 seconds, and this part represents the end of the bevel on a 530 seconds. So if they're both ground the same angle with the same heat treat, your strength here will be the same because it's the same amount of steel. The only time I think that you'll see any advantage to a thicker blade is if the damage goes past your bevel on the thin blade and into the flats, because that's where you'll start seeing the thickness of the 530 seconds. You'll start seeing the strength of the thickness there. So I've never damaged a knife past the flats of the bevel. I never seen one damage that bad unless you're doing something really crazy. So I don't see any advantages to needing all this extra steel unless you're splitting. So let's talk about the actual advantages of a thicker blade. A thicker blade has more steel, so it's better for prying. It has more lateral strength. Also, some people would argue that in batoning, a thicker blade will split the grain apart of the wood a little more, which would relieve pressure from the apex of the Scandi bevel. But other than that, I can't see any other advantages. A thinner blade is lighter, it cuts better, it seems to carve better, it's handier. So there's a lot of advantages to a thinner blade that it will outperform a thicker blade in a lot of those general tasks that knives are designed for. So those are just my thoughts on blade thickness and edge retention. Thanks.